Okay, so we are going to talk about heart amplification today. And I got a lot to unpack, but it's going to be freaking amazing. And I'm so excited to share this with you guys that I get like this, I can't even sleep because I get so amped up, no pun intended. So I invite you into the space today, the next 40 minutes or so, we're going to unpack this, to really open up your heart. That is essentially what heart amplification is about. And as we journey through the next several weeks together, we're going to tap back into this the same way we're tapping back into contemplation. So basically, I'm giving you some context. I'm giving you, I hate to use the word techniques, but tools in this chill method to really help you ease up and relax and open up space for your cells to heal and your cells to also receive new downloads, new genetic coding that is going to rewire your reality. And it's so radical and it's so empowering. And as you go through the next few weeks, you're going to see on a deeper level what I'm talking about. So it starts with opening up your heart. And I mean that in all three operating systems, physically, mentally, and spiritually. We're going to play today and going forward with an open heart. When you step into an open-heartedness and you tap into using love energy, your body releases 2,000, between 1,500, 2,000, because we don't know for sure, but it's up there, powerful chemicals that are all responsible. And if you've worked with me before, you've heard me say this. These chemicals are solely responsible for tissue repair, deep cellular healing, and radical regeneration. And that's just simply making the decision to open up your heart. You also open up to a richer and deeper brain wave activity and function. So how do we open up our heart? Right? So I'm going to start here with teaching you how to, I call it heart amplification. Right? If you see your heart and you know that every organ in your body radiates a different frequency, your heart has the highest frequency, the highest vibration. So when I say amplify your heart, what I'm talking about is literally on a biochemical and metaphysical level. So tying in the spiritual, the environment, and actually in our own physiology, we can tap into the frequency that our heart is radiating at, okay? So how do we do that? How do we amplify the strength of the heart? The first thing, and I've taught this before in other settings, so this might feel familiar to you, but it's something that I personally practice every single day. And I love it because I can always come back to it. So get this in, right? Pound this in, make this the fun habit it gets to be so that you can put it on autopilot and you can tap in and amplify your heart anytime you want to. And I'm going to walk you through it right now. You can do it as I'm talking through this. And then we're going to go and we're going to do some exercises. So the first thing you're going to do is take your pulse. And I'm going to preface this by saying, drop all the Fitbits, all of the external devices that take your pulse for you. I can go into a whole training on that. I'm not even going to don't even get me started on that right now. That we give up trusting and listening to our bodies, to all these devices that we plug into. When in reality, all we need to do is actually tune in and listen. And our bodies never lie. And the further we get away from that, the more disconnected we become from listening to our own bodies, because we're constantly relying on all these external measurement tools, the more our health actually plummets. But like I said, that's a topic for a whole different training. So physically do it. You can take your pulse. I find that it's always really prominent right here. You don't want to press too hard into your carotid artery, but You could do it here, or you can just simply do it right onto your chest. Some people have a hard time finding it in their chest, but this is obviously where you want to feel it, right? If you can't feel it there, that's okay. You can do it on the wrist. You can do it up here. It doesn't matter. The point is it's a way for you to connect physically into the electromagnetic field of your heart muscle, okay? So yeah, I would open up and invite you to just lay your hand across your chest and listen to it beating. And once you can feel it, the next thing you want to do, and like I said, if you can't feel it there, you can feel it here, it's okay. Send intention there. Okay, what do I mean by that? Send your focus there. Send your love and your light there, because where your focus goes, energy flows. And your heart, again, is vibrating at the highest frequency. So just simply getting in touch with your heartbeat and that very powerful rhythm. It's electromagnetic activity that keeps your heart beating, which is why it vibes at the highest frequency. So again, just unpacking the physiology there. Drop into your heart center. Just simply means that you're listening to its magnificent power. Okay, from this place, step 2 in the exercise is come into your breath, right? And your breathing rate is directly proportional to your heart rate. And let me say that again, because it's really important on a biological level. Your breathing rate is directly proportional to your heart rate. So what does that mean? The faster you breathe, the faster your heart beats. The slower you breathe, the slower your heart beats. Why is that important? Why does that matter? Well, both are technically involuntary, right? Our heart is beating and we are breathing no matter what. We don't have to think about it. However, you can voluntarily control your breath, right? So right now I can voluntarily decide that I'm going to breathe really fast. Now, as soon as I did that, I felt my heart go. You can entertain this as well. You can play with this as well. It's super fun to play with your own physiology. So you can also then voluntarily slow down your breath, right? So you come into your breath and you slow it down. You slowly start to inhale deeply into your lower lung. You actually, on your left lung, have a third lobe. So your left lung is slightly larger than your right lung, which makes sense because the left side of your heart is the power part of your heart. And that's what's responsible for pushing and projecting out that blood flow and getting those nutrients throughout your entire body. So you have this power through the left side. And let me just give a little caveat here that the left side in traditional Chinese medicine is considered feminine. Just saying. Anyway, so you're going to slowly inhale. And as you inhale deeply, you're going to really think about expanding and getting that breath deep inside into the lower part of your left lung, particularly where that third lobe is, okay? And you're going to allow that breath to nurture your whole body and nourish your heart muscle, right? And now starting to really send intention there and surrounding your own heart with the love that it needs to support and sustain your life. It's got to work hard. It's a powerhouse. So let it wash over you. Okay, let that breath wash over your cellular structures, specifically around your heart, and bathe it, right? Just bathe it in abundance. I'm so grateful for this rich, red, nourishing blood that you course throughout my whole body. Thank you so much. And then exhale. And as you exhale, you're going to exhale into a deeply relaxing place. As you exhale, I always say, inhale abundance, exhale into surrender. And you surrender knowing that you are being present in the moment. And that is what coming into your breath does. You can slow down your breath. So guess what? You can slow down your heart rate and you start to activate your parasympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for rest and relax. And from this space, You can step into the moment. We talked about this last week, so you can see how this builds from contemplation, because contemplation is simply that pause. And it can look however you want it to look. You can do the don't miss dusk. You can sit. You can just be. You can enjoy whatever activity it is. But remember, I asked you just to pick that one thing. Pick that one thing and just sit and pause in it and be in it. Well, this is another way to be in it. And you're sending intention into your heart. So the third step then is noticing, right, that thoughts come up. And again, same thing in contemplation. Thoughts will naturally come up, okay? Thinking is the most addictive thing that we could ever engage in. And our brains are hardwired for thinking, right? So it's the most addictive behavior. So thoughts are going to come in. This isn't about squashing them, squelching them, suppressing them, pushing them away and judging them. This is simply a space to notice. As thoughts come in, simply love on them. And as I always say, let your mind know, I see you, I hear you, I will tend to you later. Now is not the time. Just that simple conversation. It's like a little kid. Mom, 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 mom. You're not going to be like, shut the fuck up. You're just going to be like, I'm doing something. I'll get back to you, right? That's what you want to tell your thoughts. No judgment, easy. This is about relaxing into your essence. So you're going to come back to your heart center. And from here, you're going to imagine that just beautiful circle of pink healing light. Now, pink represents healing. So I always use pink light, but I invite you to entertain whatever speaks to you. If you have a color that you want to bathe yourself in, then that, whatever, it's got to feel good to you. I always imagine surrounding my heart in pink, and it's just this beautiful circle of pink healing light. Okay? The next step is that in this circle, you're going to continue breathing. And you're going to start to radiate your heart's intentions for the day. Now, you can do this obviously in the morning, but you could do this anytime, because you can always come back to a place of center and reset your intentions. And what do I mean by your heart's intentions? This is not an external game. This is not I need to show up and do what I need to do, should. This is relaxing again and surrendering, knowing that you're manifesting your desired vision for yourself, for your health, for your life in the frequency of love from your open heart. Outward for the greatest good of everyone in your world and for the environment that you're in and for your own physiology. So this is a way that you get to show up in best support of yourself, which is the whole point, which is what's going to make you feel good, which is going to allow you to relax deeper into the fiber and essence of your being. So I hope that makes sense to you. And the last piece of this, and we're going to tap back in and we're going to talk about heart's intentions as part of the exercise I'm going to leave you guys with today. But let's just finish up the heart amplification. So you're going to have your heart's intentions that you set, and then the next piece is simply just to sit in that space with an open heart and ask to receive guidance from your intuition, right? In the form of your intuition, without any judgment or expectation, and simply allow in the healing energies of restoration and balance. That's what this is about. We're nourishing and healing damaged tissue from stress, and we are tapping into a flood of healing chemicals by the simple act of dropping into our heart space, amplifying its energy, and then intentionally asking for guidance from our intuition. Oof, gives me the chills every time, right? So empowering. Okay, so next step from your pink light, all right? You're still in your breath. You're in this stillness. You're in this, it's more of a meditative space than a contemplative space, but you can do this in contemplation as well, right? Contemplation is more of that that relaxed imagination, whereas meditation is kind of mindfulness, unplugging, and stillness. So you're still here, right? And you're surrounding your heart in pink light. And you just simply effortlessly, right? Now you see your intuition calling in your heart's intentions. You may have a few different things come in. You may have one thing come in. You may have nothing come in, and that's okay. Again, there's no judgment here. But as you call in your intuition, you get to choose, like, what is the best use of your time to show up in best support of yourself so that you can serve everyone on the planet that you serve from your highest light. That's it. Super easy. So, you know, the task list, right? The bullshit task list with like a zillion things on it that you have to do today. It seems futile now, right? If you start your day, and let me ask you this, like if you start your day and you've got the task list that actually never ends. I have never met a person who's like, I have a task list that I complete. The whole purpose of a task list is that it's like, you fill it. Oh, I got 27 lines. Now I got 27 things to do. I got 10 lines. I got 10 things to do, right? Start your day like that, and then you end your day, you feel like crap because you didn't get everything done that you needed to get done, and then you put it to the next day and the next day and the next day, and I can feel my heart rate going up. So at some point in my own journey, I was like, gosh, Diane, how's that working for you? It ain't, which is why I started to explore these alternatives. And now I can just give you an example here. You know, you can see like, this is it. This is it. I have 3 major actions that I need to get done today. And at the top, I just simply say like, what are my intentions for my mind, body, and soul today? And then I step into a place of just simply asking. I say, who do I serve? What is my message for that person today? What pain are they feeling? What can I give them today to let them know they're not alone? What can I give them today to help them solve that problem? Like that's how I'm aligned, right? So that's where, when I step into my heart's intentions, that's what I ask. And I say, I'm open to receiving. And then I just sit and I listen and I wait for those downloads. And then I get them and that's it. 3 tasks, boom. And then the cool part here is that I have 3 amazing things that I'm soul aligned to get done today. And at the end of the day, I get to check in on them. And it's never a push or a fight to get them done because they came from my heart. They came from a place of, this is what I was called upon to do today. And I get to serve at this greatest level. So why would I not show up and do those tasks, right? Can we mute here? Is somebody else?
Yes, this is her.
I think that's Janice right? Let me see if I can mute here.
Yes.
Participants. Mute. Okay. So, okay. So as I was saying, it's amazing because there's no push. It's simply receiving, right? You effortlessly choose your day and then you set the intention for exactly what it's going to look like. So let's tap back. Let's go back. All right, I'm going to spend the last few minutes here and we're going to do some exercises on this. Now we can hard amp anytime we want. Let's reflect on the word commitment right now. And this is super important. We're stepping into like the 2nd week of this training, and commitment is so important. This is how you find out how powerful and resourceful you are, right? Commitment is where you literally get to dissolve the fear that shows up as complacency or the too busy syndrome or the like laziness or like, oh, I'm just, I know that already, right? So we don't actually show up and do this for ourselves. And when you do commit on this level, then you really don't care about all the shoulds. Oh, I should do this. Oh, here's my task list. I need to do all these things. Because when you commit to yourself and you honor that commitment to yourself, you feel so freaking good. Commitment is literally the place where you get to start an upward spiral for yourself. Okay, it's why you're here. You invested in yourself, you invested in the time and the money, and now you get to start this upward spiral. It's your own inner pep rally. That's how I look at commitment. When I make a commitment to myself, I'm like, rally it up. Here we go. I'm going to get to see how competent and how capable I really am. From there, that's where your confidence grows, and you simply rise higher and higher. You go deeper and deeper into the essence of your being from the most content place. And it's never about external validation or pushing or struggling. It's simply, I made a choice today that I am the most important thing to me. My health, my well-being, it's everything. If I don't have that lined up, if I don't have my health and my well-being as my number one priority, then nothing else matters. Because the second I give up any piece of my well-being means I cannot show up to be there for the people that I love. It's that simple. It really is. Yet we get so caught up because we get addicted to the easy. Let me focus on everybody else's so I don't have to look at my own stuff, right? It's easier. Like learning to step into this place and seeing you made a choice. You decided, you've declared that you are your own purpose, that you are the most important thing, that your health and your well-being are everything. And then learning to trust yourself. And here's where we get to see like, oh, the more I trust myself, the more I get to unplug from that external gauge, right? The comparison game, the need to seek validation from others for love, for approval, for acceptance, right? Like, because this is where the pretending shows up. And we all do this. When we start to value other people's opinions more than our own, at some point we just lose our voices. We shut it down and we start this very addictive pattern, right? Thinking is very addictive, but we start this addictive pattern of thinking that other people's voices are truer and better than ours, right? And then you kind of shift your soul allegiance to other people. You give that up and you start pretending. You start showing up in a way that you think other people, like other people will see it this way, right? How does this look? You stop asking for what you need. You say things like, I know I'm the queen. I used to be the queen of this. I'm fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine. Right? Well, that's a way that you actually don't show up for yourself. If that's not true. I mean, if it is true, great. But if you're saying you're fine when you're not, you're pretending. How else does it look? And I hope this, you're getting what I'm laying down here. I hope this resonates with you. I'm sure it does, right? You defer, right? Like you defer, you placate, you let someone else's like it's this common conversation of like, where do you want to go to dinner? And then you're like, oh, wherever you want to go is fine. And then like the person's like, okay, let's go to McDonald's. And inside you're like, what the fuck? I don't want to go to McDonald's. Oh my God. But then you go, okay, if that's what you want. How do you think that is on a cellular level? Like, what is that doing to the cellular structure of your body? But yet we do this all the time. We give up our voices, right? And that is telling not just our cellular structures, you're not committed to your own health and well-being. You're not committed to being the most on purpose soul. And that's also getting sent out to the universe. So what do? You get to attract that kind of stuff back. And then it keeps you in this loop. But we want to go on this upward spiral. And it starts again with committing to yourself first. You know, it's letting someone else's remark slide, right? Like somebody says something and it triggers you and you just ignore it and you suppress it. I'm not saying you always have to be confrontational, but if something triggers you, it's an opportunity to go within and say, interesting, why did that trigger me? Why am I bothered by this? And you can have a conscious response to it rather than just like shutting it down, ignoring it, or maybe you get reactive and maybe you explode at the other person, but that could still be a form of pretending too. All that matters, guys, at the end of your life, right? At the end of your life, what's really going to matter? Did you fully live? Did you fully express the essence and the magic inside you? Did you let that out? Did you unleash that on the world? Did you touch other people's lives for the better? Is that answer going to be no because you spent all this time valuing other people's opinions over your own, right? Like deferring and hiding because you're so concerned with what other people will think, placating, and then just making yourself sick in the process. I'm pretty sure that we don't want to go out like that, right? I don't want you to go out like that. So here's our exercise for today. You are going to, and I hope you're writing this down, but I will send you the doc and you're going to get a recording of this. Create a massive freaking list, okay? But not a task list. I ain't into task lists. You're going to create a massive list and look at every area of your life, okay? Super fun. This is super fun work. Like look at what we get to do for ourselves. You showed up today. You're showing up for yourself. You're telling your cells, your DNA, and the universe, I am important. And what do you get to do about it? You're going to create this massive list today, every area of your life, business/career, personal relationships, obviously your health, romance, spirituality, self-talk, and self-care. Okay? And you're going to go through each of these areas. And I really invite you to take this seriously. Like this is like 2 days journaling because you've committed to yourself and your well-being. You're going to dig in. Where are you pretending to not be yourself? Where are you not saying the thing, doing the thing, deciding someone else's wants are more important than yours, someone else's needs before yours, putting someone else's opinions before yours, or making their opinions matter more than your own? Get freaking honest here. Let it trigger the shit out of you. That's the point. Because the more uncomfortable you feel, the more triggery you get, it's because it's, whoa, this is unknown territory. And that's where we get to play. That's where transformation happens. It's in the void. And if I have time, I'll talk about the void before we hop off this call. But if not, I'll share it with you in another video and I'll just throw that in our chat. So, where are you not speaking up or following your truth? Across every area of your life, go deep here, come back, revisit it. Because from here, like this guy's now, right now is the time you get to motor down the quantum expressway of radical healing and freaking manifesting the life that you deserve, that you want, that you've been calling in. It's not going to be something you hold separate and away from you, some place down in the future. You are going to be in these practices embodying that woman who already has those things. You're going to be operating from that place of deep relaxation, chilling into the essence of your soul. And from there, life is effortless. Life is easy. Your body works for you, in support of you. You show up and you radiate greater. That is exquisite health. Okay. And just a side note here, because we do all want to show up so that we can serve others from that place. This is something that I think about and I touch on and I feel into all the time. In love energy from your open heart, like you're healing yourself. In this very process right now, we are all releasing feel-good chemicals just by being here, the three of us showing up here. And this energy is causing us to secrete those chemicals. When you heal yourself, you vibe higher and you radiate Don't miss what I'm saying here. You radiate those healing frequencies out to everyone you touch. So essentially, you're healing yourself and you get to heal everyone else that you're around. Oh, I freaking love that. I love that, right? So when you do this, I said you're also going to tap into different brain waves. This allows you to tap into gamma brain waves, which are actually considered to be your brain's ideal frequency. This is where your imagination goes. And when you operate, even just from your slower brainwave activity, the delta and the theta waves, it stimulates rest and relax. It opens up your imagination. It opens up, and in these pauses of contemplation, you're also getting into that heart space, amplifying your heart and creating these opportunities to have this gamma superflow happen. Again, in these places, that's where you tap into your human superpowers. That's where you live inside your body from a place of like, you're literally cellularly aligned for the most exquisite health. Okay? Think of how silly and bullshit then it seems to be counting calories or stressing about food or like, I gotta get a workout in, and like, what? Like, you're over here tapping into your heart space, amplifying that heart frequency, getting these gamma waves and radiating, and every cell of your body is being bathed in healing chemicals. And you're like, it doesn't matter. Like, of course I'm going to eat foods that serve me because I'm listening to my body's needs and I'm going to eat what I need, right? It's never going to be a struggle again. Okay. So I'm going to end it with that because that's a lot. There's a lot of depth to this. I think that what I'll do is I'll pop in for like a second training. Do you guys like getting straight videos, or, you know, I could put something on a YouTube? Let me know what you prefer, because I'm going to do another training. So let's make that where we stop. Questions. I'm sure you have some. Don't hesitate. Like, I'm here. I'm showing up. I'm your guide. I'm your coach. Ask away. What you got? You sure? Okay. So no questions on how to heart amplify. No questions. Anything came up for you this past week in contemplation that you want to share? I know, Jennifer, you shared a little bit before we popped on the recording. Any triggers that came up for you? Any questions around intention? Any other concerns? Any other questions just in general about health, well-being that you want to talk about? Well, I am here. I am always open with my heart, open with my arms, always kind of like just right by your side, ready to give you a big hug, even if it's a virtual one, and sending you all of my love and all of my healing light today. I am so deeply grateful that you hopped on this call, but more so, I am honoring the fact that you honored yourself and you changed the whole trajectory of your day, right? Just by being here and saying, I'm worthy and I'm worth it. And I want you to really lean into commitment. So here's how it's going to go. You're going to do this exercise and you're going to share it in the thread. And again, the more that you commit and the more that you show up and the more that you show up in support of yourself and heal yourself, the more you heal others. So you guys are in this together, right? It's just not in isolation alone, which is why I hope that this form of communication within a thread is perhaps going to be a little bit more intimate and connective, and why I kept this group super small to begin with. So use that thread. That is a place where you guys get to, again, show up in support of each other. Is that cool? You guys just want to unmute and say yes so that I know I'm not like speaking to the abyss. Are we here? You feel me? Okay. So I'm going to end the call. I think this was great. And I will have that recording up. And again, use the thread and let me know what comes up. Sending you so much love and light, guys. Have a freaking fantastic day. This was awesome. Thank you. Bye.